I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about Master FX EQFH Pro. Let's listen a song first that's quite inspired by, well, you will hear, and if you don't know it, shame on you. And then let's go through this pedal in more detail in front of several amps and in the FX loop of the SLO-100 heavy metal. Alright, this is about ME Master FX EQFH Pro, which is their updated version of their EQFH, I guess. Well, it's a Furman PQ3 in a pedal format, like you can see here, and it's absolutely fantastic. The signal chain was, maybe you figured it out while I was doing the screen. So it's the ADA MP1 on a distorted channel, overdrive channel, into Fright Power Station, which I'm using now as a power amp. Then it goes to Mesa Boogie oversized cabinet from a 94 with V30s, mic'd with SM57 and Royer 121. The Royer is just slightly blended in. And in front of the whole shebang, I have the EQFH Pro. The guitar is my parts cluster I've put together myself from Warmouth parts. So Warmouth neck, 12 to 16 inch radius, jumbo stainless steel frets, Warmouth body, original Floyd with FU Jones upgrades, EMG 81 and S pickups. Cool, so this is now the sound you heard was the EQ on into the ADA. If I take that off, the MP1 just becomes alive. It's wow. I can see why Michael Wagner, who used MP1 and the PQ3 in front of it on many productions he did, like Extreme, Skid Row, White Lion. I mean, Dimebag used one in front of his rig. It's a great boost and parametric EQ. So what do we have here? Here's the low end, here's the amount of boost. You can choose the frequency and then the bandwidth, you know, narrow Q, wide Q. Cool. Same with the mids, same with the highs, and then there's level, so you can push it in, and then there's a high input and low input, and then there's the EQ on and off. I mean, even the EQ off now, if I engage it, the boost, it's still a great, just a boost. If I engage the EQ, so what I've done, I've taken out a little bit of 100 Hz with a fairly narrow Q, added like 800 like mids with a not so narrow Q, the amount is there. Then I've added like a kind of 8K presence, you know, 4 to 5K to me was kind of harsh, so I just added kind of what I do many times in the mix, just add this, you know, nice highs presence and almost kind of like a shelf, not a shelf, but a very wide Q, not the widest you can get, but just kind of almost like a high shelf kind of thing. And then there's overload, so whenever the light is, it adds clipping, which I like if I play lightly. And then when I play hard, it adds clipping. I like it, I really like it. If I boost it more, it clips all the time. Not all the time, but a lot of gain. Cool, and then you can obviously decrease. Now I have more gain without the EQ on. So you can use it this way too. I feel around 1 o'clock it works really well with the ADA. ADA is a bit dull because you know how the ADA is. Oh, if you don't know, now you do. So let's say I press edit and bass. Well, it's now 9. The next possible is 12. So there's no like in between. I feel like 12 is way too much, 6 is way too less, and 9 is a little bit, you know, fluffy sound. But you know, when I use the EQ, I can really fine tune how the ADA, you know, behaves. Let's go through the EQ so I can boost the highs, lows. Really cut them kind of. Like this genty sound. Then I can choose, let's say if I want to cut just the 500 kind of mud. Wall. Or 200. 400 like I did. There, And then the mids, you know, I can add from 150 to 2K. 2.5 is a little bit harsh, so kind of like 800, 1K, where it's kind of like mids. And then I can widen the cue. Or just really hone into for a specific boost, for a specific frequency. Kind of like it there. And then the highs, let's go really wide. So yeah, I can choose whatever I want, and or narrow. It kind of moves. I don't know how well this translates to there, but anyway, my favorite was kind of like fairly wide cue, and then finding the. It's not harsh anymore, but just adds this nice high silver. And then without. It's, yeah. Okay, let's see how this works with JJ800, the bad boy, and SLO. So now this is the bad boy with Buzz ST1, which has been my go-to setup since 90s. It's just great. Okay, let's take that off and add the EQ. Let's cut the lows a little bit more. Without anything. Little boo boo. With the SD. I can make it sound pretty much like SD. Oh, right. Then there's SLO. So now the SLO having the MXR custom badass modified OD. Typical SLO song. Okay, then let's try the EQFH. Alright, like that, and now I feel like it's a little quack, so let's actually cut some mids. I say around 500, 600. Let's boost now some mids. You can use this high shelf as a mid boost because it goes down to 600 Hz. So now I'm boosting a little bit over 3K. Maybe there. Around 800, I would say. Yeah, so somehow they kind of override each other. So let's add some, you know, bite. There I feel it's kind of cool freak. So you can dial this in really well to suit different amps, because with basic overdrive it is what it is. I mean, the Badass has a little bit, you can tweak it, but this is awesome, and since you overload it, it clips a little. Back to 88. Alright, let me now put this into the effect loop of SLO, and let's see how we can shape the tone there. Alright, so now I'm going straight into the SLO, no boost in front, nothing, and this is the EQ is now in the effect loop, and this is it, you know, bypassed. Great rock sound. Check it out what happens when I turn on the EQ. So I made this sound a bit more like 800 with the EQ. Compared to the 800, there's more mixed, but kind of what I did, I took out some 100 Hertz, took out some 500, it's this, you know, typical SLO, which I love. On SLO I have other amps if I don't want that quark. And then I added some 5K, kind of like a British bite, you know, Marshall type of aggressive presence. So you can do that. I'm not a big fan of having anything in the effect loop. I always have effect loops bypassed on all my amps. I mean, these old 800s, they don't have effect loop. I just don't like it. It changes the amp. I mean, there's a reason I bought an SLO. I love it just as it is. There's a reason why I have 800. I love it just as it is. Same goes with the Rectifier 5150. If I don't like an amp and I feel that I need to add something to the effect loop, then it's the wrong amp to me. But I wanted to just show that you can do this. I'm not a big fan of it. I like to shape the sound in front, just maybe to tighten up, add sustain, but not, you know, fundamentally change the sound of the amplifier. But you can do this also. Conclusion, awesome pedal. The Furman PQ3, if you happen to find somewhere a used one, they are the rack device, extremely noisy. I think it's a 4-figure sum. Here you can have, I think this is identical to that, if I'm not mistaken. 350, 360, you know, dollars, euros, whatever. It's great. I love it. And yes, you guessed it right. I've labeled it. It's in loop 4 of my loop switcher, so this is gonna especially live with ADA. Now I will use the ADA more and not just for cleans like I've done before, because this really great device. Thank you Master Effects for sending me this to check out, and some other stuff too I have from them. You know, so stay tuned, there's gonna be more reviews of their amazing pedals. Links to the Master Effects website where you can purchase these, and yeah, hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Thanks for watching, until next time, take care, bye.